All right, there is no introduction needed. Let's go ahead and get back to this. Everyone's already talked about it, but we're going to have to glance over at this point. The week has calmed down. Everyone's calmed down from talking about it. Connor losing, you know, Chandler knocking out Hooker.
I called it.
Definitely some implications from this on a lot of
Yes.
levels.
Yes.
But lessons we learned. One, the big one, I guess, with Connor is the game keeps evolving, bro,
Yes.
and it will leave you behind. Now, I get it. COVID was one thing, and he really, really wanted to be more active in 2020, but just couldn't. So I get it, but it looks slow. First round looked fantastic.
Oh, yeah. He was well on
Yeah,
his way to
first round,
winning.
I'm like, okay, this is a
That
wash.
box
This,
was looking
this is what I
nice.
expected to see. But when Dustin took the left and he got hurt by the left.
Yeah, he did. He
He
did.
got he got he got stunned a little bit,
Hmm.
When he survived it, he was like, "Oh, that's the kill shot. Okay, I'm good." The second round, he leaned on that calf kick.
I mean, see, so all right, this is why I see it a little bit different. As in, like, he took the left shot. He definitely got stunned by it. We all see he felt it. I don't think he's
Mhm.
necessarily cool because at first he was trying to trade. I think he took that shot and said, "Well, this is the part
Well,
where
well,
I'm
I
stuck."
think he has the better weapon for trading.
As
Which
in
is
He throws a check right hook.
that, but
He
that's true.
throws a hook with his jab hand and he's right handed. That's his power
Yeah,
hand. It's short and it comes quick.
yeah. I mean,
that's
no,
come quick.
but like also
I don't.
what?
Go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Brett. Go ahead, Brett.
Go ahead.
I about to say what? So, but what? They both fight southpaw. Cause I know,
Right,
right? So it's
right.
like,
Which means that Connor throwing his left is
hmm
going to get there in longer time than Dustin's check right because his check right's right here.
that's true. But
Yeah,
also,
it's quicker. It's a quicker thing. I got all my power right in front. I can jab with it, which can be offensive, defensive, and it's just this,
yeah,
or I throw a check right that can get there. Maybe it's not as powerful as Connor's left, but if I use that in conjunction with my other tools in my game plan, which he clearly had a game plan for it.
hmm but I mean, yeah, in conjunction with the other stuff. But that's what I'm saying though. In general, like that hook they even caught him with the TKO wouldn't have happened if he didn't do the calf kicks. Which I'm not down to calf kicks, but I'm just saying like I'm also used to Dustin with his
My
hands.
thing is an important takeaway take from the fight, and now I need to watch the fight again. Is
Me
I
too.
think Dustin was confident enough to lean on the calf kicks as a tactic,
Mm.
knowing that he could fall back to the wrestling because it looked so easy for him in the first round.
What you think, Brad? I see your
All
face.
right. It's just a lot of things that factor in. Like, I think a lot of people are just ignoring the fact that I think Connor was just so focused on showcasing his boxing more than anything.
I
And and
can
and like it kind of all led up to that. Like, think about it. You have all these other UFC fighters talking about they're the best boxer in the UFC. You had Jorge talk about it. You had Dustin talk about it. You had Max Holloway talk about it. You have all these guys talking about they're the best boxer. Connor's been saying that he was the best boxer for some time now. So and then he's actually saying, "Well, I fought a boxer. I fought the greatest boxer,
Hmm.
and I went 11 rounds with the guy." So it's just like he goes in
uh,
there and showcases his boxing, and he did a phenomenal job that first round showing it. But
yes.
I think that is what kind of led to the when he was boxing Dustin and was punishing him. Dustin realized that he cannot square up with him, which is why he took him down.
That's what I
And
felt like too.
then going into that second round, he's realizing, oh, he wants to box. And if you want to box, this is not a boxing fight. This is a mixed martial arts
Right.
fight.
Right.
I'm gonna kick you in your leg, and I'm
Well,
gonna destroy that front leg because you're putting all that pressure with that boxer stance,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna fuck up your leg.
being hyper aware that Connor is of the fight game, I don't think his switch from a more of a like bladed karate stance to a boxer stance was just him saying, I'm going to go boxer oriented.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a little bit of defense involved in that because he's aware that calf kicks are a relevant thing now and everybody's doing them. When you're in that bladed stance with Dustin Poirier, you can't check that kick in a bladed stance. He could kick the back of your calf the entire time and just sweep your leg out from under you if you're sitting there with that leg forward. So I think him squaring up more to like a Western style boxing, almost like a Muay Thai stance, but more Western style boxing, like at least he felt, I think defensively he felt that he could check the kicks and he really couldn't.
He didn't even address the kicks.
He did,
That
yeah,
was
he
the
didn't even
problem. Like
address
not
it. I just
once.
Not once. And DC kept saying that.
yeah. And so it's like when the kicks came in, I think he was set up to want to check it, but they're coming, he's just not used to that look. And like
Well,
I said, like he looked slow to me.
yeah, I mean
Everything about him looked off. Like his
Yeah.
energy. Like I'm not trying to make excuses for anything because Dustin did a
No.
phenomenal job. But leading up to the fight, the energy was off. Then it was just he looked
right.
slow. He looked sluggish. Then like you're trying to like, it's like you kind of forget what this is. Like you're too relying on this boxing technique and not being yourself. Like where's that elusive, free Connor where you're just basically like bouncing around like real quick on the feet and all that stuff. You're
which
not
comes
doing
with
any of that.
which comes with the jaded stance. So that's why I'm coming in defense with the jaded stance too, especially like granted, Chad's absolutely right about the the kicks and everything and your leg being there, and you can get that calf. We saw what happened, but the
Mhm.
thing about it is me especially going with a lot of guys that are somewhere high level as far as like taekwondo and coming from that point sparring thing, that he can easily get in and out with that bladed stance or the jaded stance.
Right.
So him being in that boxing stance and also someone that's literally currently going through transitioning from boxing and wrestling to Muay Thai, which Chad, you've been doing Muay Thai for a while now, so you've
Yeah.
already probably used to it. But someone making that transition, it is very much so rough. It's very much so
Yeah.
rough, and that leg's always there. And I'm a southpaw.
Yeah. And I think also it's just all right, if you're in that karate style, like bladed stance, how are you defending against takedowns? I think he's hyper aware of his vulnerability to takedowns because after Khabib, he knew that every single person that was going to fight him they're going to shoot now.
Yeah,
Even before that, even when he fought like with the Nate Diaz situation.
Yeah,
but I heard he's been working on his
like
ground game pretty good. Like even I forgot someone mentioned that his ground game does not suck.
This is what I'm gonna say. I personally think Connor has good ground game, only due to the fact that how many times did he get taken? How many times did Khabib try to take him down, and
That's true.
how many times did he stop Khabib's takedown?
Yeah,
I think what Connor now we're seeing losses from Connor is how do you get past Connor? Multiple looks and always be the aggressor for the most part.
yep,
But you got to be changing. It's got to be on every level from every direction.
that's true.
And because you can't let him settle into a groove with you, because like
That's
we
true.
saw at the end of the first round, like he settled into a groove on Dustin and he almost put Dustin away.
Yeah,
And not only that, like those little shoulder bumps looked like it was hurting too.
Yeah,
well it's clear. It's
But
that well documented. Them joints hurt.
yeah,
yeah. But
but
this also, shout out to Dustin Poirier for
Oh
an
yeah,
incredible
oh
fight.
yeah,
fuck yeah,
Um,
great.
but we also got to consider what I think it was like the last year and a half. Connor had only had 40 seconds of ring time.
I was just gonna bring that exact number up. I'm glad you
against
brought
a
that up.
scrub. I hate to say it, but it was against a scrub.
Right.
Yeah, he's only had 40 seconds, right? And people don't believe. And you know what the thing that bothers me about this is that not even being like, well, first of all, there's not a lot of fighters. So let me put this out here right now and make this like put this on the record that there's not a lot of fighters that I don't like. Right?
Mhm.
There's not a lot of fighters I don't like. Also, following the sport, respecting the sport, doing aspects of the sport. I understand how tough it really is. So it's like not a lot of fighters that I don't like. But I will say this though. With Connor, as far as that, I hate how like everyone like starts to hammer him when it comes to that. Oh, it's excuses and stuff like that, but it's like at the same time, these are real things.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
You see that with every single sport, not even just UFC. You're gonna like if you're on top, or if you're like one, like if you're like in the top 10 or something. The moment like something like you take like a serious loss, people are gonna hate you, or they're gonna talk shit about you. That's just the name of the game. Like Connor said that right after the fight, he said 1 minute they love you, and the moment you fail, they hate you.
Yeah.
They talk bad about you.
I mean,
That's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I mean, is there validity in just a long time not fighting will hurt you?
Yeah, for sure.
I,
Especially
I get it, but
yeah, people believe in ring. Like, all I'm saying is people believe in ring rust when it benefits them.
there's only one person on the planet that don't have ring rust ever.
who
It's John Jones. That's the GOAT, baby.
I disagree. I
That's the
knew you was
GOAT.
gonna say John Jones, and I disagree with that
All right.
because we saw the actual GOAT take a 4 year layoff and
Well,
come back.
I'm not gonna get into the GOAT
I
situation.
guess
right
I
now.
guess a dude with one eye.
That was the UFC champion of middleweight.
Look,
Who else was in middleweight that wasn't either way over the hill or
yeah,
super
yeah.
inexperienced?
Let's
Like, get out of here,
Chad,
bro. We're not gonna go down there.
let's
We're not
let's,
gonna go
let's
down
get
there.
into this.
correcting you. I'm just correcting you. That's all I'm doing.
All I'm saying is, look,
4 year layoff. Remember that.
Look.
4.
Brad, you have a good point. That okay? So Brad,
He
Brad
got
has a
beat
point.
by Matt Serra.
Look, well,
And came back and avenged the W. Came back and avenged
he
it.
did came back.
But
and-
it's Matt Serra, bro.
I mean, Matt Serra's
Matt Serra can't even turn his head sideways.
not
Hey, and look who
anymore.
John Jones lost to Dominic Reyes.
No, he did not.
Oh well, we know the points now and how to do it.
What are we?
Look,
What
I'm
are we?
just-
Just what are we
John
saying?
Jones has
Yeah, we're-
0 losses. bro.
We're not getting into this pissing match again. All right. Look, all I'm gonna say is, Chad. The only reason why I'm leaning towards Brad with this because John Jones has never had a huge hard stop. I'm not doing that. John Jones always been active in something. Even when he was out, what it was like a rolling competition. He was rolling.
Okay,
like
okay. Yeah,
Never
the
had a hard
rolling
layoff.
competition here and there, but
He never had
I
a hard
mean,
layoff.
actual.
How hard was the layoff? 4 years? 4 years of not
It
being
was
inactive
it was
at
a year
all?
and a year and a half.
I mean, that's what I'm
And
saying.
then you
though.
gotta think about it. John Jones had a layoff because his dumb ass was getting in trouble.
Yeah,
John Jones was, and also John Jones was still.
That layoff don't count.
Also, John Jones was still training, still as an MMA fighter because he knew he was coming back.
And he was doing cocaine.
Well, we're not going to get into drugs on this pod. We will talk about that elsewhere.
Well, I did.
And I'm gonna let it be there. I'm gonna let it stay where it lies. All right, that's it.
all right.
But so yeah, we'll definitely have a discussion. Y'all know we will.
But I mean, I don't know with Connor. He'll drop back down. Maybe we'll get a Diaz McGregor 3. I think that kind of makes the most sense right now.
I think so.
They're calling for that, and they're calling for Tony versus Connor, but I don't want to see Tony fight.
Nah, Tony needs to go and work himself out.
He needs to leave. He needs to retire.
Maybe not leave, because there's guys that are up and coming that if he still wants to do it, he could do it. You know,
Yeah.
but I think Connor DS3 makes sense just because Nate can get back in the testing pool.
Let me ask you this, because I was reading something and they were saying that Connor is no longer the only fighter in UFC to basically do big numbers for a pay-per-view. And the only other fighter that can do that is Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Connor versus Jorge?
Doesn't really make sense up at 170 unless he's going to stay there.
Yeah, I heard a lot of talk about that, and people were saying like 170 he looked good, and I'm like I kind of refuse to believe that.
170. He's fought one time at 170,
Exactly,
and that was a war.
and that was a fucking war. Exactly, so that's why like I'm on post and they're like, yo, he look good at 170. Like, how does he look good?
I
at
put it to you like
170?
this: the striking and everything at lightweight, all right, yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna throw this out there just because it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
But Conor McGregor versus Tyron Woodley. How do you think that fight goes?
'Cause I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
No.
Tyron Woodley going to sleep. You gotta give me another one.
All right, okay, possibly
Yeah,
could go to
'cause-
sleep, but we don't know how that power equates at 170 because it didn't really equate that much to Nate Diaz.
well, also the Diaz brothers are like
I get
brain
it.
damage, so like they don't feel. Yeah,
I get it, but all right. Say Tyron is fighting McGregor, and he's like, you know what? I was a world class NCAA Division I wrestler. What the fuck am I doing? Conor don't got a chance. If you thought wrestling Khabib was bad,
but
and we're talking about like what's going to happen next at lightweight with like Michael Chandler.
oh yeah,
Conor does not want any parts of Mike Chandler. That is
He
not
don't.
nope.
He don't.
Not from what we just saw.
He don't.
Yep. I've been
doesn't.
saying that.
He
I was
doesn't.
trying to tell you.
Well,
I
first
think-
of all, Brad,
I
you know,
think
hold
for-
on, Chad, let me check Brad. Look, Brad, you're gonna keep on calling it, but you're not gonna get into details. What you said was even a hooker thing. You said it was gonna be wrestling. He gonna put his wrestling on him, and that's how he's gonna win. He won in a completely different way. He knocked his ass out.
Hold on. If we go back, I think I said the very first thing I said was he was on knockout Hooker. And then that's when I kind of went to the whole wrestling thing because I was like,
you
nah,
literally,
I don't see that happening.
you literally said at the end. I don't care about what you said in the beginning. You literally said at the end, out these words, he doesn't want to get in a physical fist fight with him. And also, I still agreed. I definitely agreed.
You know what I saw from Hooker?
What's up?
Chandler changed levels on him one time. And he was so terrified about going to the ground against Mike Chandler, he completely dropped his hands. Completely went into, I got a sprawl now.
A Khabib and
And
Conor.
got dusted.
A Khabib and Conor, but Khabib actually, Khabib couldn't knock.
I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. Like it was a successful version of it because it's what Khabib did to Conor, but Conor dropped and got right back up.
Yeah,
And it wasn't like a clean shot.
yeah,
Not as clean as Chandler's anyway.
yeah. Chandler, kitchen sink, definitely kitchen sink. So, yeah, I agree.
It's the greatest moment of his life, of his professional life.
Yeah, he went to the top promotion, and at first he fought a top 5 person and knocked him out.
So
I think
Dustin-
Diaz. Go ahead.
go ahead. Well, so Dustin doesn't want to fight Chandler. He wants to fight Conor or Charles.
Feed him to Charles.
Possibly Charles. He said he's leaning more so towards Nate or Conor.
Because he want that money.
I agree with that. Just with Chandler, I think Chandler should fight Gaethje, if anything. I don't think Chandler should fight for a belt right now.
I don't think so either.
I don't think he should
I
fight
think-
either, but
I think he should fight Gaethje.
okay.
Yeah.
So who's fighting for the belt?
And if we're gonna have the belt, because Khabib's not coming back,
Right.
is Poirier versus Oliveira for the belt.
Poirier versus.
Who you got taking that, Jed?
What, between Poirier and Oliveira?
Yeah, that's a good toss.
I don't know, bro.
I'm sitting here been thinking like, damn, I'm glad.
All right.
Brad asked me first.
Let's break this down real fast. Let's make it real quick.
Okay,
Striking. Who has it?
Poirier.
Okay. All right, never mind. There's no point even getting into this because we already know who has the ground game.
The question
We
is
already
though. The question is though, being a wrestler that Poirier is, can he defend himself long enough to get off that?
He might be able to.
He might be able to. He might be able
Look at
to.
Paul Felder. Paul Felder was able to.
That's true.
DuBronx's stand-up though ain't bad.
It's
Like
not,
at all.
It's
It's
not.
not. It's not bad.
It's not, but I think the gap.
And I think
gap,
Charles Oliveira is a lot taller.
He is. He's a lot more
And
lankier.
Dustin.
He is
I
a
think
lot more-
longer too.
He's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
lankier. Yeah. I agree. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know which one is which is biggest gap. Justin.
I don't think he's as susceptible to the weaknesses that Conor was showing against Poirier. I think he's more involved in the game to kind of understand like that calf kick shit is not really gonna fly on me.
Right.
I'm gonna get inside with you, and if we go to the ground, then you know what time it is.
You know where we on. Yep. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And like that is like I'll straight up say it. Like if Poirier goes to the ground with Charles Oliveira, that's a death sentence. That's it.
I think that's it.
Not with the way that he worked Tony
he worked
on the ground and just control.
You know what?
Now this is setting up to something, Chad. Charles beats Dustin.
Yeah.
Mike beats Justin. Mike and Charles.
Yeah, they're fighting for the title.
I love that shit.
That in theory makes sense. But I'm going to go against my gut because I've been wrong when I went against my gut. So I'm going to go against my gut and say that I think Dustin can defend and get back up.
Against Oliveira.
I'm telling you right now, if Charles puts Dustin in that same exact armbar that he put Tony in,
he's done.
Dustin's ass is going to tap.
But I mean,
he's out of there. But I don't.
He's not going to be like Tony and like be an idiot.
I'm not even talking about submissions because that's a process to get there. I was more reflecting on Charles Oliveira's control on the ground of Tony. Like Tony was not going anywhere.
Oh no,
bro.
Me and you here, Chad. Me and you are here.
Oliveira could advance at any time he wanted. He could reposition anytime he wanted. He could counter any type of defense to guard that Tony tried. Like, hey, bro, I'll do what I want with you. Like, you want me to pass guard? I'll pass guard. Like, it was nothing.
You won't know who actually did pretty damn well on the ground with Charles Oliveira?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Lee.
Yeah,
but Kevin Lee got caught standing up. He didn't get caught on the ground. He got caught standing up.
And
and Kevin Lee also had decent ground abilities against Tony Ferguson too.
He did.
But my thing is this, which leads me to my next point. If it comes down to Oliveira gets the belt off of Dustin or gets the belt, I think he's a one and done because if he fights Chandler, I think he gets his ass whooped.
I think Chandler's matchup wise is a better matchup. I'm not gonna say
at this point, unless Khabib comes back, I think Mike Chandler is going to be the lightweight champion in the UFC. I think whoever holds the belt between whoever Dustin fights next, they're not defending the belt. Not against Mike Chandler. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not mad at that. I like Mike. I've been demonstrating that I'm a fan of him for a while now, so I'm cool with that. I agree. I could be with that. Definitely with that. Okay.
So, all right, let me go back to something really fast because I was thinking about it, and I remember the conversation that we had about this the other day, Jay, about what I asked you about Conor versus Jorge, right?
Okay.
Conor's getting older now.
He is.
Maybe what we actually saw, maybe being at 155 is not for him.
That's true. So where does he go?
Maybe being at 170, he feels a lot better. Maybe at 170, he performs much better.
That's true.
And you gotta think about it like this: if he fights an opponent like Jorge Masvidal, where they both love to strike and they don't really like to go to the ground, we're gonna see a hell of a fucking fight.
It's gonna be a hell of a fucking fight. But one thing I know for sure is Jorge his hard as fuck. I know Conor does.
Said, well, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Jorge hits hard as fuck.
Jorge hits hard. He hits very hard.
He is
Listen, in a fight where he got dominated, Kamaru Usman, because Kamaru Usman dominated Jorge Masvidal, he still broke that man's nose with a punch.
Yeah. Usman say he wants to fight him again.
And it's like also you got to look at it too that so both of them fought Diaz. And only one got a stoppage.
Well, you got to think about it like this: one of the fighters came to 170, and the other fighter was already at 170. So it's kind of like
I don't know with Nate because of his stature and everything like that. I think he's a natural 170, and it's like, all right, I don't gotta cut weight now.
I'm about to say, but what would
And I think Jorge only cuts what 15 pounds, 12 pounds or something like that.
which is not really a lot. You can cut
Not a
that.
lot.
Yeah, you can cut that. But
Listen, my man was on the airplane stopping for pizza on the way to Fight Island.
yeah,
Spur of the moment. And that's another thing why I want to see that Usman Jorge fight, because that's just like the dude was sitting on the couch.
granted he was training though. He wasn't really getting
Yeah,
off the couch
he was training.
because like
And
he
Training Dustin.
I'm about to say he knew
right.
and he said it.
Which
he said
which
he
goes
knew.
full circle with Dustin and Connor. Like, really? Like,
Well, it was more
They-
so Dustin was helping. Dustin was helping Jorge.
yeah, but they train together. They go back and forth.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, Jorge's training with Jake Paul now. You know what I'm saying? Like
All
all
right,
sorts of craziness.
Stop.
So
Nah,
yeah,
no, you just did not do that. All right. Yeah,
I did.
Out of all people, man, nah, I got something to say to you after this is done. That's wild. But
I didn't listen. Hey man, you know Jake is like, you know what? I'm serious now. You
I
know?
get that money. It's all money.
Yeah, of course it is.
I think that
Have you
fight is
seen-
off though. Whoever
said
Jake
what?
supposed to fight, I think they called the fight off like a few days ago. Actually,
Yeah, he's gonna fight Ben
He's
Askren.
fighting Ben Askren.
is that
And I'm
still-
dead serious.
Is that still a
I'm like
thing?
dead serious.
I thought
Yeah,
that
this is
was
legit.
called off. Wow.
No, they got a date.
And now all of a sudden, I just read earlier this morning that Jake Paul wants to run it with KSI, but I'm not going to talk about that. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
no,
That's it.
well, that's something for
Well,
offline.
yeah. Well,
Anyways, but so I mean, there's a lot of implications that happen with this. Personally, I'm just gonna go out and say in the record. I told y'all as well. So now, if we're gonna have an upload and do on the internet, I like everything that happened that weekend. I like Connor losing. I like Chandler winning. It's
I
just
was
like
only
everything.
sad about one thing.
Oh, let me
What?
see if you say it.
Oh, Amanda Hebus?
Yeah, man. Dang,
Oh,
man, they
no.
got knocked down.
He got put out, man.
But I kind of knew it was like,
happened too. The way it happened.
yeah.
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but that's how women's MMA goes. Like, and you're seeing the difference now. You got your ultra high level, like grappler, jujitsu girls, all Brazilian, you know, super high level, and they're going against world class kickboxers. That is the uniqueness of women's MMA. You're going to be one or two things or three things. You come from a boxing background, but we're not seeing a lot of women boxers other than Holly Holm and then going into Clarissa Shields, where they're making the transition over.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, she just went against a high level kickboxer and just got torched.
That's it. I'm telling you.
And
That's true. I'm not
As-
gonna lie.
we kind of, I kind of owe Clarissa Shields some justice with this because it's be hypocritical for me to not say it. The same thing with her. The same emphasis that she needs to learn the grappling aspect in the ground game of MMA is the same way with Amanda Hebus, where she needs to step up her striking. And if she wants to be in that top 10 and eventually that top 5,
Yeah.
she needs to develop more of a striking game, which is why I was so pleased to see the way Mackenzie Dern fought her last fight.
Yeah.
Because
that
she's
was
like, yo, I have to elevate my striking game because these higher up girls,
they're going to whoop you.
yeah,
At the end of the day, what people don't understand is it's a true statement, and I tell this to all people all the time. In order for you to get to the person on the ground, you still have to approach that person, no matter what. And if you don't know even if you're not really a true striker, but you don't know how to maneuver around that striker or used to getting in that range of striker, you will go get put to sleep in this women's division.
Yeah.
They will sleep
Oh,
you.
yeah.
They will sleep you. Oh, let you not know about how to maneuver, slip and stuff like that. You're going out night. That's it. So I agree. And that Mackenzie Dern fight made me look like an idiot because I talked to a few of my friends and I'm like, yo, this fight right here, this ground game specialist, but they start slugging it.
Well, that's because if you know anything about the pedigree of Mackenzie Dern, it's like, all right, this is going to the ground.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I thought. But nah, not that night.
So,
that was a
nah.
war.
Telling y'all about that too. I said she's on strike.
But I think that's part of the game now. It's like you gotta really, if you get in a fight where you can take an opportunity to really focus on a real game plan to execute, you gotta do it.
Yeah, that's real. And
And like, yo, you need to learn how to strike in the ring in a fight against a real person and how they're gonna react to it. Get to the door. I think Amanda needs to drop down and do the same.
yeah, I agree. I agree. I absolutely agree. It's a whole different game with
So
that. What you thinking, Brad?
I'm
Sorry.
trying to think if is it too early to talk about it, but
But
Usman and Burns.
I think it's a little early.
it's a little early. We'll
It's definitely
see.
a little early. So I'm not gonna really touch on that too much. If you really want to talk about it, we can. But I'm
No,
not gonna touch it
that's
either.
fine.
That's
That's
a
fine.
whole different pod, man. That's like a whole different pod. Cause trust me, we got a lot to talk about with that. That whole division. When we get in that 170 range, whenever that fight starts to approach, there's a lot we can talk about with for sure. Cause there's a lot of things. Um,
Well, let's see something.
looking up the next fights.
Yeah, let me
I'm glad
take a
everything.
look first.
I'm glad everything is
See,
already there though.
see what we got coming up.
I
Oh,
know what you about to say. Go ahead. Go ahead and try to say it
oh,
first. Let me see if I'm right. Say it.
Alistair Overeem,
Ah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. Okay, that's fair. I was
Corey
gonna.
Sandhagen, and freaking Egger.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
we got some fights. Michael Johnson and Clay Gita.
Play Guida, yeah.
Clay Guida.
Uh,
Yeah. So I mean,
Is that the next card?
no.
Kevin
So
Lee got a fight coming up?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I know the next fights are already started. February 6th, Overeem. 13th, Usman versus Burns. The
Hey,
20th.
UFC 258 is looking kind of good.
I'm about to say no. That's looking like a solid card.
There's 3 title fights in that, right?
Uriah Hall,
Hall,
Chris
Weidman.
Weidman,
Yep.
Whiteman,
Yep.
Oh no,
Kevin
that's
Goss.
off.
That's all.
That's called off. Uriah Hall, Gaston.
And here we
Oh,
go.
did they change it to Gastelum and it was Weidman?
It
It's
is
Weidman, right?
No, Gaslam was
Uriah
fighting.
Hall.
Gaslam was fighting someone else.
Gaslam's fighting Ian. How you say his name? Heinz. I don't know how to say his last name.
Oh, but I know Uriah Hall Weidman. I think that's toast.
Okay. I mean,
Uriah Hall wants to fight Izzy. I saw
Oh yeah.
that earlier.
yeah. So I mean, the Overeem fight. That's Hagen versus Ager. That could be okay.
I got Sandhagen
I got
like
Sandhagen too.
dominating that
I
fight.
got Sanhagen too. Um, without
What's
a
the
doubt.
three
Hold on.
title fights on what's it called?
Oh,
No, you're thinking of 259. I think the
Yeah,
259.
259. Yeah.
That's in March 6th. Jan Blachowicz, Izzy, Amanda Nunes, Megan Anderson,
Yep.
Peter Yan,
yeah.
Aljamain
That's gonna
Sterling.
be a crazy fight. I can't wait till we get close to that.
That might be the best card this year. Might.
Is Dominic
Might
Cruz
be.
fighting on that? I see D Cruz.
Who?
Is Dominic Cruz fighting that one? I see D Cruz.
No.
Probably a different Cruz. They're 22-3 though.
What on 259?
Yes.
Not on the main card. No.
Yeah, it is. This is
Dominic Cruz versus who?
Looking at a different.
C Kennedy.
Yeah, you're looking at a different card.
No, it's gotta be the women's.
It probably is the women's. I see D
Yeah, I think you're looking at a
Cruz.
different card.
I see D Cruz, and I just automatically think of Cruz. So that's.
So you're looking at a whole different card.
Nah, I mean no, it's still part of the. It's still it's the prelims. All right, it's the prelims.
Fight night coming up too. What's his
Brunson versus-
Rosenstruck versus Cyril Gahn?
Oh yeah, Cyril. Is it Cyril?
Yeah, Cyril Gahn. Cyril Gahn. Yeah.
Okay,
Versus Rosenstruck. Hey, that could be a fight.
that could be.
That could be a fight. They're both kickboxers.
Yeah,
They are.
that could be a technical
And they-
striking.
But it's technical in the point where they could both put each other out too.
That's
Like,
what I'm talking about.
Isn't Cyril Game part of GSP's camp?
Ooh,
I think he's out of TriStar.
okay.
Yes, sir.
So,
This would be interesting. So what it sounds like to me, we got a lot of like interesting fights. More so right now for the people that's really into MMA as ourselves. But we'll talk about it, especially if it's a hell of a fight. But yeah, I didn't expect. Like I said, we got a few week. What we got the next card is the 6th, so we got what weekend off
We got
basically for.
we
I'm gonna
got
say.
7 days.
So yeah, so until it's back on. So I mean, if there's time to cover this, this was a good time to cover it. But all in all, I'm glad what happened with the Connor thing. I'm glad we didn't just release and drop like everyone else in the very beginning because I like to let things play out during the week and let everyone digest because people overreact heavily.
Yeah, it's definitely an overreaction when it
Yeah,
first happened. Like everybody's like, "Oh yeah, Connor's done," but
it's like
I
nah,
know Chad and I already basically said this, but I'm just gonna go ahead and make
put it on the
it
record.
official.
But
Chandler is going to be the champion sometime this year.
I agree with that.
barring Khabib coming back,
Fuck Khabib.
I think that's a tough fight between the two, though.
No,
I think
it
that's a
is.
real tough fight.
It is.
But
I don't think Chandler's handling his pressure as much as
no,
wrestling.
yeah, I don't
As
know.
much as Chandler's a wrestler,
Chandler hits hard as fuck. Like, I'm just thinking about that shit.
bro. He's small and compact. When you got them small and compact people, bro, when they generate and they do that step or that that straight backhand, you better be ready for that. That rear hand.
He out punch Dan Hooker.
Yeah, no,
That's
he knocked Dan Hooker. He ain't like
Well,
destroyed him.
Dan Hooker thought that he could just keep him at range,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and it just wasn't.
That's
yeah.
that's literally
What's next for Dan Hooker?
he's still young, and maybe I'm overreacting when I'm saying this. But you know what I see in his future? You know what I see in his future? I see gatekeeper. And that's not a bad gatekeeper. In my opinion, that's not a bad gatekeeper.
No, I think he turns into kind of how like a Holloway or like Olivier were. Like you're young, bro. Just take some
Take some
development.
development. Yeah, I mean, I'm not down on it. I'm not down on Hooker at all. Like just because
How
he's losing
young
early.
is
See, like 24,
Let's see.
25, or he might be older than that. I don't know.
Because I think he's a lot older than what you think.
I don't know, man. Those.
Dan Hooker's 30.
Oh well.
Oh, he
Well, I
broke-
guess he is a gatekeeper.
Yep.
Never mind.
He broke in the game late. He broke in the game late. That's just really it.
Man, him and Izzy and Volkanovski, you think that they're young and they're like old as dirt.
Well,
Well, I should say old as dirt.
But they came in late. That's why.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing I'm worried about is if Dan Hooker has how much mileage does he have on his body?
Like,
That's what really matters.
Not that much.
No, I'm just talking about in general with combat. Like we know Izzy had a lot of experience prior to this. We already knew that. So he had some miles on his body, but those miles turned into something. He's a champion. He's dominating, whatever. I want to know how many miles that Dan Hooker has. Because if he has a lot of miles on his body and he's just coming out with this, you're right. I mean, I'm right. He's a hooker.
I say Dan Hooker fights Tony Ferguson.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
I mean, I don't want Tony to fight, but if he's gonna fight, then yeah,
Yeah,
let's do that.
I like it.
Yeah, let's see which one of us sticks around.
Yep, that's it. Who's gonna stick around that top 5 and top 6? You better fight for it.
Whoever loses, they get cut from UFC. I love it. I love it.
Well, Dan's not getting cut from UFC.
Yeah, he's
No,
not
no,
getting
no.
cut.
It'd be three L's. Remember the 3L rule.
But
Take 3 L's, you gone.
But that's the thing, though. Not with Dan. Dan is the top. He was the top 5. Now he's the top. Whatever he made.
And he's a big draw for that
I was
market.
just about to
Tony
say
Ferguson was top.
that. Off of what though?
I don't see Dan Hooker going.
I'm about to say the last look compare
Of course, he's
Tony.
not going anywhere. I'm really just being funny.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Yeah.
compare the last fights that Tony Ferguson had. The last 5 fights for Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker.
Now, if Tony loses to Dan Hooker,
I hope Tony needs to get cut and go to Bellator or do something,
Yeah.
or maybe be like a stunt double in movies or something. I don't know, but
He gotta get a different pair of shades because them shit's whack. But
yo, he's a weirdo, cuz.
oh
Yeah,
man, yes he is.
he's the only guy that wears a copper arm sleeve. He don't wear Nike joint. He wear copper.
and walks around with a baseball in his hand.
Nah, he's had some weird stuff going on, man.
Yeah,
with Tony.
He's a character. He's absolutely a character. So, I mean, we'll see, man. I mean, all in all, I think everything is in a good place. Besides fans of whomever, maybe Connor, fans of maybe Dan Hooker, um, they may be really butthurt about it, but I like everything. I like absolutely everything. Cool.
He says that on screen, but off screen he doesn't say that.
I've literally told you that night that I like
I don't.
everything.
I don't
Everything.
recall.
Everything
I
like
don't
that can
recall.
happen.
I remember
Besides,
you sounding very sad that Connor
no,
lost.
no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. This is
I
perfect.
remember.
This is perfect. This is perfect. I like this. I love this.
Chandler's the GOAT.
All right. So, I guess if that's how we're going to end. That's how we're going to end. I'm not going to say any crazy straight line things like that. I mean, but
He's going to be the GOAT because he's going to become the champion. Two division champ. The GOAT of lightweight. The GOAT of lightweight. Let me correct myself. GOAT of lightweight.
No shade on this whatsoever. If you ever happen to see this, but he beat Dan Hooker, but he beat Dan Hooker.
Who's top 5?
I don't want to hear it. All right, he beat Dan Hooker, but he beat Dan Hooker.
So okay, hold on. What if he beats Gaethje? You gonna say he beat Justin Gaethje?
Oh, no. Then we're in a different category. But who did Dan Hooker beat before he beat Poirier? I mean, before he lost to Poirier.
I think Felder, and he barely won that fight.
Right.
Paul Felder does.
And who did he beat before Felder?
Can't remember. Damn.
He beat Dan Hooker, but he beat Dan Hooker.
Hey, all right, well, hold on. Like
Chad,
I said,
we're on the same space, brother.
right.
Come on, bro. I said, just remember what you just said because
now, did I pick Dan Hooker to beat Chandler? Yeah, I did.
I did. Yeah,
you did. You and both of you.
I did. A lot of people did.
Yeah, it made sense. Don't try to make like it don't make sense.
Stylistically, yeah, it made sense. But Dan Hooker is not where we think he should be.
That's really
don't know what to tell you. Like it is what it is.
All right. So let's do this. When Justin Gaethje loses against Mike Chandler, let's come back to this. And then once Chandler beats the current champ, let's come back to this. And when that happens, remember what I said.
And then where's he going to go for this second belt that you said he's going to magically pull out of his ass?
Two belts.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say like
okay.
Oh, right, yeah. Because me and Chad was looking like, oh,
y'all know what I meant. Y'all know what I meant.
I'm like, is he going up or is he going down? If he goes up,
or down.
If he goes up, he's getting dusted. If he goes down, nah, bro. There's a new,
and UFC.
If he goes down, there's a new fighter in that division that is turned into a different person. His name is Mad Max Holloway, and
your nickname.
Yeah, that's Mad Max.
Yeah,
bro. He wasn't blessing anyone that day.
Nah,
I get the whole bless, your religion. You got the 80 wings on your back. It's cool, but fuck that shit. You're Mad Max now. Like,
he was not blessing him in that ring that day in that octagon, that cage.
Oh no, he started punching and then didn't stop, and I was like, "Oh, he mad."
Yeah,
he mad.
He's tweeting at him.
You said what?
And what's his name? What's his name? Cater in the face. No look.
He no look jabbed up as he was talking shit to DC.
The freshman came to play.
Good times. What a time to be.
All right, enough of this. Let's end this shit.
Yeah.
No, y'all heard it from us. We can't wait for the cars to start again. Everyone stay safe.
Deuces.
All right.